Heaven is supposed to be a perfect place, but sin is not perfect. So, are we going to spend eternity mousing around in heaven, trying not to sin? Do we really want to live forever, trying to be perfect? Let's consider. Hello, I'm Chico. Welcome to the advAnswer, moving faith forward. Today, we're going to talk about a question that one of my friends actually brought up from the Air Force. I remember we were talking one day, and he said that he would rather be comfortable in hell than walking on eggshells in heaven. And consider that. If right now we know that God doesn't want to live us to live particular ways, right? And we know that He is perfect, and we know that He'll want us perfect in heaven. So, if you are like me and you struggle with sin now, can you imagine being alive for an infinite amount of time, an eternity, and never sinning at all? I mean, surely there's going to be some point where you're just you just fall to temptation in some way or another, right? So it seems like it would be a difficult time to live in a place where you just can't sin ever. Maybe you would prefer to live in hell. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think that you're not going to have this problem in heaven. Number 1, you're not going to want bad stuff. So in the same way that a healthy person isn't tempted by stuff like Arby's, right? You never see like health nuts going to Arby's and being like, oh, I really would love an Arby's. You see them going to Arby's and being like, oh, gross. I can't even imagine eating that, right? The kind of person you are is going to change in heaven as well. Remember, at least according to the Christian belief, you are a new person in Christ. Of course, here on earth, that doesn't mean that you don't suffer temptation, but you are going to have a glorified body in heaven, so it's not going to want those kinds of things. You may wonder, well, why doesn't God just give me a glorified body here? Why do I have to wait there until I don't have to sin? And there's some possible reasons for that. Maybe God is giving us the choice here in order to be able to overcome those temptations here on earth, and then I don't know about you, but when I happen to be successful, I like it. I'm stoked about it from myself. So maybe He's giving us that option right now, and then by the time we get to heaven, we've chosen I don't want to sin at all. So He takes away that choice because we don't want that choice. I don't know. Here's a second possible reason. Probably there will be no bad stuff to want. You can't kill because everybody lives forever. Stealing stuff, I don't know that there's going to be. Maybe there will be private property in heaven. Maybe not. But there definitely will be no scarcity in heaven, right? So there will be no reason to steal. I know some people still get a thrill out of stealing, but part of that is your physical makeup, and most likely our physical makeup will be different there. So we won't get the same thrill out of doing the wrong thing. Of course, the big one, at least for young people in America, is sex, right? What about sex? Can you sin sexually? Well, Jesus says that we shall be like the angels, and that we will not be married or given in marriage. Now, what does that mean exactly for sex? I don't know. There also will be no procreation, right? At least it doesn't seem like we're going to be having children in heaven. So, will there be sex at all? Possibly not. And I know you're probably thinking, wait a second, do I want to go to a place like that? Yeah, well, just you should trust that whatever it is in heaven is going to be better than what is now, right? So even if there is no sex in heaven, then it's still going to be better than it is now. If you need sex for heaven to be good, then sex probably will be in heaven. And finally, you will be in the presence of God. This is the third reason why you probably aren't going to have to worry about getting kicked out of heaven. So God is an infinite good, and we choose things that are desirable to us, good, right? Things that we think are desirable. And if that's the case, and God is an infinite good, then we're going to desire that infinite good more than anything else that's around us, including the things that we don't want to do, the sinful things that we want right now, but we won't want in heaven. we'll look at God and we'll say, that's what I want. I want to be with that, right? It's going to be much better than anything else that we can choose, so that we're going to be totally attracted to that. And then anything else is going to be totally overshadowed by that. So we're not going to want to choose bad things because we're going to be in God's presence. Also, if you've ever had a mentor or a parent or somebody that you really respected and loved, typically, you don't want to disappoint that person. So in front of that person, you wouldn't want to do bad things because you just imagine what they would think when seeing that. Well, we're going to be in the presence of God 24/7. So I don't think we're going to be tempted in those ways, right? In the same way as when I am in front of somebody that I respect, I don't look at something that I would typically, by myself like to do and say, oh, I'd really love to do that right now. I think, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to do that right now. Like, I feel good being with this person, and I don't want to, like make it any weird or anything like that, All right, so those are 3 reasons why I don't think that we're going to have to worry about being kicked out in heaven. So I think we have some good reasons, therefore, to choose heaven rather than hell, right? First of all, when my friend said that about eggshells in heaven versus, being comfortable in hell, I don't think that's exactly the way hell's going to be. I do think, here's what's interesting. I do think you are in hell going to get the things that you chose, things that you thought you wanted, right? I just think that in hell you're going to realize that they're not at all what you wanted. They're not going to be satisfying you in the way that you thought, right? So take any good thing in this world, and I think there are lots of good things in this world, but take any good thing and do it for an infinite amount of time. Eventually, since all the good things in this world are of a limited good, they're going to get old, right? You're going to get sick of them. They're going to reach a point where you're like, this is not fulfilling me. So I think in hell, you are not going to, you're not going to be happy. I think your choices are either heaven, hell, possibly that we get destroyed for, all eternity. I don't know. Or, I mean, not destroyed for all eternity, but you cease to exist, right? That's one possibility called annihilationism. I don't hold to that. It is, people debate whether that's biblical or not, but I'm not too worried about it. I think either way you don't want it, right? Existing would definitely be better than non-existing, right? Heaven is definitely going to be better than just not existing at all. And it definitely will be better than hell. I don't think you're going to be comfortable in hell. The typical picture of hell is, that place with pitchforks and fire. If that's truly what hell is, then you're for sure not going to be comfortable in hell. Secondly, I think that it's a good idea now to choose heaven rather than hell. And here's what I mean. Imagine you could go to a spa where there's nothing but good stuff to eat. It's all delicious. However, it's all healthy for you, right? It's all going to be very healthy for you. And there won't be any chocolate ice cream, right? But there's going to be something there that's so delicious, and it's like the perfect nutrition for you. It's got workouts there, but they're all workouts that you want to do, right? Like for me, I love to surf. So let's say like, your spa is a surf spa, and then all you do is go surf all day long. That sounds like an amazing thing for me, right? Now, heaven probably is going to be something like that. It's probably going to be someplace where, you know that God made us, and we know that God knows what is best for us. So in heaven, he offers us this, nothing but stuff that's good for us, right? I don't know if there's going to be workouts and food in heaven. I think there's supposed to be food or something, but we don't need to have it to survive. I don't know. The nature of heaven is an interesting question. What is it exactly going to be like? We know that Paul says that we're not going to know what it's like here on earth. So whatever that is, we will know that it's going to be a place that leads to our happiness, just like having that good food would lead to our health, the stuff in heaven, probably God, his presence everywhere, is going to lead to happiness. And we know that we're not going to have to compete with temptation like we do here. There probably will be work in heaven, but think about, I like my work, if your work is meaningful, and if you enjoy it, and imagine just going to heaven and that's the way it is all the time, right? Sounds like a good plan. So yeah, I think you should choose heaven rather than hell, because I don't think that hell is a good place that you're going to want in the first place, and heaven, I think, is going to lead to your happiness. So anyway, if this has helped your faith or your understanding of your faith, please like and subscribe. And if you have any further questions on this topic, or if there's anything that you want me to cover, please comment below. And that's all I got. Adios.